Hello, you Arcos. Welcome to part two. I'm joined by Andy, who is not from Aberdeen. Just waiting for him to log in now. It shouldn't be too long. I'm going to finish off our chat regarding the heavyweight division. Hello, Andy. Andy, what do you think to Rhino then against Spud? Now that
Yeah, I think.
it's only next week now, isn't it?
Yeah, I think. Uh, yeah, it's just coming up, isn't it? Is it the 10th or 17th? 17th it's on, I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
Who have we got this week? We've got Kakachi and We Wood. I think this coming week, haven't we? Yeah, I think Dave Allen does him. I think there's a chance Johnny Fisher's going to come out and just try and box at range and
Do
stay safe for a game plan like that. But I think Dave Allen might be able to drag him in. If he's fit enough, he'll drag him into a war maybe. And
you
well, I'm
reckon?
hoping that anyway. I like to see Dave Allen win, yeah. But is he training hard enough?
I want Rhino to win, but something tells me that they've messed him about that much that I don't think he'll be fit enough. And I think Fisher's
Yeah,
been training his bollocks off, and I think he had a head start on him. They gave him a head start before they announced
yeah,
it. Let Rhino blow up in weight, play about with him and all that, and then give him a bit of media work and all that, and run
yeah.
him about and that, and let him go on YouTube, bigging it up and selling his arsehole and that, and when he should really be resting or training or doing other things other than talking boxing and talking a lot of shit about other people's business. When be concerned about your own business, that kind of thing. Be concerned about training hard, eating correctly, and sleeping and resting. Not
I think Fisher
concerned about
Fisher will
what
be giving it.
no, I'm gonna say not concerned about what everybody else is talking about on social media and other people's fights and trainers and who so and so should be fighting and so and so and carrying off like a little old washerwoman, a little old gossip. When really you should be concentrating on your own end and getting some of that big fat rock off your belly, that big derby, getting that off and looking in some sort of shape and having a shave and getting an haircut and looking like you're ready to do the business. I'm not talking a load of old waffle for some views on social media. And if he gets beat off Fisher, there you go. That's what he'll say on Dave Allen's tombstone. Here lies Dave Allen, the White Rhino, would not fucking listen. You see where I'm coming from?
Be too late. It'll be too late by the time he wakes up.
Well, you can take an horse to water, but you can't tell it how to drink it, can you?
And trying to help people, you probably know yourself. You try and help people and are not willing to help
What?
themselves. You're
Yeah.
self pissing into wind there, and your trousers get wet.
No, they'll
Um,
reinvent themselves, won't they? They'll come back in 6 months.
but
Come
he's
back in six
Fisher.
months and it'll be Dave Allen, the White Rhino, Part 9, Operation Rhino Rebuild 62.6. Some load of shit like that. And then
He's
it'll be,
probably
I'm doing it for my third kid on way. Or I'm doing it for my granddad or my nana or my dad or for history or a load of shit. Let's just see some fighting. Let's see Dave Allen in ring, 17 and a half stone where he should be weighing. Look in the business. I don't want to hear all this about I'm taking it serious and it's a lot of shit. I want to see it. Yui's been taking it serious donkey's years, hasn't he? He's heavier now than he were when he fought Pula. So it's just waffle for the sake of waffle and people giving people access to get them on platforms to convince the fans of this and that when half of them are fucking on Skid Row, don't even get up and do a run in the morning. I'm sick of hearing it. Sick
It's
of
one thing.
hearing it, to be honest. I'm
There's
not
one thing.
over
There's
it.
one thing for
Over it.
one thing for sure. One thing for sure. Fisher will be fit. He'll be
He's
leaving
just
no stone
training his
unturned.
bollocks off in Fuerteventura with Mark Tibbs had him on track runs and all sorts, doing 800-meter power sprints and flogging him to death. They're
Yeah,
going to leave no stone unturned. There's a lot of investment gone in him. Plus, he does a lot of
yeah.
tickets. They've spun
Yeah.
a load of shit and now they're going to back it up. So he's training his bollocks off. And we've got Rhino there with big Peter Sutcliffe beers. Do you know, he looks like W.G. Grace, that cricketer from 18th century with a big beard. Big old hair all stuck up out here. Oh, yeah, watch that fight overnight on pay-per-view and the fucking and Ben you back. And who fucking cares about that load of shit? It's like Sam Jones's Sunday sermons and Monday Mass and Bombay Dave and all that shower of bollocks and Peter Fury and all the rest of them all got something to say. And what's happening with your own fighters? Load of shit. People chatting shit for the sake of chatting shit in boxing. And we're fucking up to here with it, aren't we? Fucking up to here with it. See some
If Dave Al
fighting. You
if
want to
Dave Allen
talk
was
to him.
taking it if Dave Allen was taking it serious, you wouldn't see him near social media.
You won't see him on social media. It's not even a pay-per-view and they're selling their arseholes. Been told to do it, mate. He's there to make the numbers up. Don't be surprised if we've got another Liam Cameron, Ben Whittaker. I
Yeah.
won't be surprised. Watch it unfold, mate. Watch it unfold. It's shit for the sake of chatting shit. And I won't be surprised down the line if we have some bookies and Ladbrokes or William H. Brown or all them other big companies having a little look at some of these results that we're getting lately. I won't be very
Yeah.
surprised if something came out down the line, mate. I'm telling you now. We've seen it with drugs, haven't we? The betting companies are not going to keep getting shafted like they're getting
Yeah.
shafted. There's people in boxing industry that are making some serious money from bets.
Yeah.
It went on years, mate.
Fight fixing, you think?
Nobody's going to
Yeah.
say a fucking word, mate. Are they? They can't lie straight in bed. Oh, we want straight fights. This is why amateur scene is better than pros, I think. I think the amateur scene is more genuine, isn't it? Do you think, Andy?
Is it? Is there a lot of bad decisions
More
in amateur
genuine, mate.
boxing as well?
You're
Is there lots of bad decisions in amateur boxing as well, though, with judging? I've heard that before.
fucking hell, mate. It's shocking it's shocking, mate, what's going on. Absolutely shocking. But we want to see some transparency in the sport. I want change me all the way through. I think the border control, I think they made a mess of it. And they've really lost their way last 6 or 7 years. Oh,
Yeah.
they really have been. The last 6 or 7 years, lost their way. Statistics prove it. So let's see them gone. Let's see some new people coming. Or do we even need a border control? Why can't they run
I
it
think
like
that
they do? Why can't they run it, Andy, like they're doing the amateur? Why can't they do that? Right.
I think there needs to be a world governing body and maybe have like regional offices for this world uh, governing body, like a UK
Regional offices.
office,
They had
French
a big
office.
office in London looking the dog's bollocks. And then they messed up with that Michael Watson fight, didn't they? Where they made Michael Watson on Barry Hearn's instructions fight at 164 and he ended
Yeah,
up nearly
shocking.
dying. And for a belt at 168, that other 4 pound in his body, a pound of it has been water around his brain that are protecting him from them punches. Do you agree? Well,
Yeah,
them doctors did, didn't they?
yeah, it's absolutely
Yeah.
shocking that what happened there.
Yeah, well, border control. There you go. You've got to sell your building now in London. That'd be worth 60 million now. 60
Mm.
million that building would have been worth now. They had to sell it, didn't they? Just pay Watson and ended up in a semi-detached in Cardiff. There you go, pop, pop, bang on that one. Hey, British Boxing Board have no control, don't know what you're doing. And it's
The
saying
Bricktop
who they've
building,
got
right?
in now, Smith. They've got Smith in now, who after all this bluster, or bluster, whatever you want to call it, ended up giving Crusher a license. Hey?
Mm. After
Yeah.
all that,
But after all that, it's a bit like Frotch, isn't it? After all his fucking tete-a-tete, hey, chatty patty. What did he do? Folded like a deck chair, like Robert Smith, just like the rest of them, the guard Jug Ears, George Jordan, the fucking lot of them. We've got to say it straight, haven't we? You've got to put them across. We can love him for his career, can't we? But as regards fucking morals, there you go.
He even came out and admitted that he couldn't ask the right questions or it wouldn't have been
Well,
shown.
why
So
take the fucking interview
why
then?
do it? That's what I
You-
says. Why would you do it?
Why take the interview? Because you want to be Eddie's mate? Do me a favour. Come on, get it on. Uh, did you watch the New York show?
Crap. Stayed up to 3 in the morning to watch that junk. It was
Well,
just
shit.
terrible.
Uh,
Terrible.
I think. What do you think? What do you think of it as a whole, Andy? I mean,
De La Hoya.
Garcia's finished now for me. Do you think?
Yeah. De La Hoya was calling out, wasn't he? He was ripping right into them, wasn't
Look, Garcia's finished, right? And he's a young man. He's shot to shit and he's a drug cheat anyway. Then you've got Aney, who were never really a puncher, fucking feather duster man. And then Garcia smashed him up. And then they put it as a no contest. He looks shot to shit. Don't he,
he?
Haney? I mean, fucking hell. He's really gone backwards, hasn't he? Statistics prove it from feints to punches thrown, fucking running clock down, stinker of a fight. Lopez
Terrible.
done that Barboza. He looks goosed, doesn't he? Where are the next big stars? I mean, and fucking hell. And you've got
That was all big.
Crusher Ben there strutting about.
The thing is, Eubank Ben fight was way better than any of their fights, and they're supposed to be a level way down. You know, that was meant to be the creme de la creme. These guys was it no, and then what's going on? So it just shows you it doesn't have to be the top level, allegedly top level fighters to put on a better fight. So does it?
Crusher Ben strutting about doing on IFL. His words, I've watched it tonight. Doing selfie after selfie after selfie around the arena, working the arena like the White Rhino used to. Doing selfies and trying to get yourself out there instead of just busting your ass in the gym. Uh, Crusher Ben brassing himself for me was embarrassing in New York, giving it the bigger bruv and all this. You've not won an area belt, an English, a British, or a Commonwealth. You've not won a domestic belt, Crusher. Well, you don't take you serious. You've not fought for a welterweight over 3 years. If you do fight again, it'll be 3.5 years. You're not going to do welterweight. So why do you keep putting your name in Mixed Crusher to fight welterweight champs? He's done. Do you agree he's going to fight at welterweight, Andy? Again?
I don't think so. I think if he fights the 154, I think he'll fight it. Well,
Yeah.
if he fights it, he's going to struggle to get down to welterweight again. I think.
Yeah. Okay. We'll fly through these next lot then. Crawford holding Turkey's hand. What do you think to that, Andy? The facts.
Was
The
that because
facts.
Bricktalk wasn't there?
Are they paused? What's going on?
I don't know.
All
Was he?
right,
He
but
wasn't crossing the road either, was he?
listen, mate. Ken gone, mate. McCole is draw with a Jaber.
Too far.
I had a Jaber winning the Joe.
I need to watch it again and score it. I did watch it at the time, and he probably a Jigba probably edged it.
What's it say about Billy Nelson this Andy now?
I think uh, I think Billy Nelson's. Is he going to separate from Bacoli? He looked like he's pissed off with Bacoli, and he wasn't holding
Hey,
back.
he's putting men in ring for £300 plus last two fights. Yesterday, 299 and a half. Previous one, 300 and odd.
Yeah,
But
he
yeah,
said he expected.
well, hang on a minute. Billy, we're going on about his best performance and all this. Thomas Emrazek, Billy, he was £246. So where's 4 stone come from? Plus 4 stone plus in the last two fights. Fat as a pig, Michelin man.
Yeah, he's gonna be like Fury. He's gonna waste his career. That's what I can see
Well,
because
Billy
he's.
Nelson's got to play a part in it, manage a trainer, getting him to take fights on a day's notice, and then this shambles. They had plenty of time to get that pork off him, didn't they?
He said, I
Fat
think
pig. I
he's,
don't want to see that on my telly.
nah, I said when
Disgusting.
he sent him out to Saudi 2 weeks before he went out, didn't he? So I don't know if he's just gone on a Cookie Monster binge when
They're
he's out
just
there or
chatting a
what.
load of shit chatters. Get, off with their heads. Right. Dylan White, is he going anywhere, Andy? Do we like him? Do we even like him? Four-time drug cheat.
Nah, it needs to be out the game. Get him out the game.
Get him out of that game. He's a dosser, bin man. Bellew and Davy Day. Is that any different to Fury versus Wilder or AJ versus Wilder or Del Boy against White? Is that any different, Bellew Hay?
Nah, much the same, innit? They're all done, aren't they? So
Is Crusher Ben against Conor Ben a similar fight to Bellew Hay? You know, like a gimmick fight.
Crusher Ben against Conor Ben, and he's fighting himself.
No, sorry, Christian Ben, sorry, against Eubank, sorry, and David A against Bellew. Well, at least David A against Bellew is ex-world champions going at it
Ah,
at an eye away.
yeah, yeah.
But really, we all really know that David A were like held together by a sellotape,
Ah,
weren't they?
he was done, wasn't he? Aye.
Yeah, but it fooled us on Instagram with all these training regimes, these 10-second little bursts we'd see in between him shagging birds on yachts.
Fuck yeah, man.
Did you see them training sessions on that yacht where David A like put all these fancy ASICS trainers on and did these little like twisty runs on this yacht? He did a couple of them, 12-second bursts and that. They filmed it, spread them out over about 5 days and that. I can't say what's wrong with this. But in between them little sprints and that, he was in a cabin and they were going up to shagging these birds. That's just, I can't
Cabin girl.
say who told me that, but that's true. Yeah, they were lining up for him, mate. And Shane McGuigan was there like a square part with pads and that. Thinking, oh, what's going on here? Like buffet of food outside that boat, and David A. like and all these deli birds running riot. He didn't even think he needed to train for Tony the Bell End. Well,
Ah,
you know what? If he'd have trained, he'd have won. So, Andy, what do you think to George Fox being disrespectful to Usyk? Tell me what you think. A 4-1 man guy, no stoppages, never had a win over any man with a winning record. What do you and Sokolowski done him like a kipper?
I think,
What do you
I
think
think,
about him? The amazing adventures of Mr. Fantastic Fox.
poor old Fox has lost his socks. That's
Hey,
a
big
book I used to read
Dosser.
my daughter.
Big Dosser with size 14, big old
Ah,
planks of wood feet.
I think he's a disgrace to even consider speaking to Usyk like that.
What a
Because Usyk,
tool.
the guy's a legend there. Usyk must have been just laughing at him, thinking, who is this Muppet? Usyk asked him how many fights he'd had, anyway. 5.
You know what?
Usyk asked him how many fights he'd had. He said,
George Fox,
5.
let's get in close, George. Big George Fox, big Dosser. He's not on Big Ron's June summer bonanza.
I want to see Max smash his face in.
Yeah, George Fox, but on Max has took his place against Phil Williams, a man who's
Come
lost
on, Max.
a man who's lost about 50 odd fights on trot. So either Phil Williams is going to have a move around and let Max win, or Max is going to put him on button moon with his ramrod jab. I don't know. The world awaits. It's a fucking whodunit. It's
Come
a
on, Max.
whodunit, kid.
Get in there.
What do you think to the Saudi overall vibe now? Because it's all looking a bit serious now, isn't it? And the Brits, Bricktop and Eddie Hills, they look on outside looking in now, don't they? Do you think?
They seem to be.
Well, they're looking
There's
at Joshua against Fury in UK now, aren't they, at Wembley? So that to me tells me that he ain't might go on DAZN, but he'll probably go on Sky and they'll make the cream of it. Looks to me like the big turkey love affair with Bricktop and Eddie Hills. Think it might be over, Andy? I don't know. What do you think, Andy?
on the could be on the rocks. Do you think there'll be a seat for Bricktop at the ringside this time?
Do I think there'll be a what, Andy?
A seat for Bricktop. Was there no? He didn't get a seat at Eubank
I
Bend,
seen
did he? There
that
was,
one, and I had a couple of text messages off people. It was absolutely spewing. You know what I mean? You know what Bricktop's like. You bother me again, and I'll cut your fucking Jacobs off. It were absolutely spewing, and do you know what? This is how I look at it. I think that Turkey's had 2 years dealing with this shower of shit. And they were all very respectful at first when they went over there, weren't they, Andy? Oh, they were all
about that.
saying, oh, Saudi this, Saudi that, we love this, we love that. And then they got prodded about a little bit too much. No, Turkey wants this, Turkey wants that. At first, they were like, oh, okay, let's please him. And once that money started rolling in, all the masks started slipping, didn't they? And they
Yeah,
started being, oh, we're not happy with this, we're not happy with that, we want this, we want that. And in end, this is how it's looking to me from what I'm hearing. He's thought, do you know what? I'm going to drop these.
ah,
That's what I think. And that's what a few people who I know and trust think. And
he maybe thinks
I think he thought, thank you, but no thank you. Piss off after what I've spent. That's what I think, because he's got me a guy now, right? And what we've got, what we've got left here. We've got 13 minutes left because I can't do a part three because I've got something on. But we'll
yeah,
do a longer one on part two, right? We've got 13 minutes. I think he's for, do you know what? Fuck these. They're just takers. I think he's seen through them. And I think he's edged his bets for Usyk. That's what I think.
he
I think,
maybe
I think he's edged his bets for Usyk, and you can do it. Say what you want about DeBar. They're trying to sell this fight with DeBar on there on the strength of this low blow. They wheeled out that daft George Fox, who's a bin man basically, and then his daft father, who's basically a brass. Chisora got rid of him 6 times. That's true. Chisora sacked him 6 times, and he went back 6 times over 10 year. So he's a brass, isn't he? That's a brass.
loses morals, eh?
It's a brass.
Yep.
So because he wants to get a few quid. So, but basically, he's been mugged off as some like grafter, treat like a labourer by Derek. Oh, don't give a shit about him. Let's have it right. Derek Chisora don't give a shit about Don Charles.
Yeah.
But and Don don't give a shit about him. But if Derek went running back there because he got a fight for £1,000,000 and Don were going to get a slice of cake, Don would fucking come out gnashing him off.
Nah.
What?
That's it.
True. It's proven. Nosh offs.
Proof's in the
What
pudding, eh?
pissed me off, they disrespected Usyk, didn't they?
Yeah, that's what annoyed me as well.
Nosh
Because
off.
they should look up to Usyk. The man's you never see him bad mouthing people or acting like a dick. Did you notice when Dubois pushed him and then Usyk went a kind of kung fu stance or something and Dubois shot himself? He was like, oh. And then somebody interviewed Dubois after it and says, why did you push him? And he's like, I don't know. And they also asked him what happened in was it round 9 when Usyk knocked him out with a jab and he says, oh, I can't remember. So, Ken, I don't see a different result for this fight to the first one. I think Usyk's actually wanting to punish him.
Yeah.
Just reading between the lines, it's no something he said, but I think when he bounded into the ring like a big clown and disrespected Usyk. I think Usyk's remembered that, and that's got into his
Yeah.
head. That's his motivation. And he's
Yeah.
going to punish Dubois. I think he's going
Oh,
to
I
make
hope
Dubois.
Usyk fills him in, oh, Big John Coffee. Hey, why does he get so big and powerful? It's all that cornbread. All that cornbread that he eats. That's how you get big and strong. Cornbread.
He's
Oh,
going to put up the kit.
anybody's got a problem with that quote, email me, porkycorner@mail.com. Well, that's what we're all on now. Forget creatine, it's cornbread. It's cornbread and curry powder. Mungia won. What do you think to him, Andy? You think he's a knob?
I know, but I didn't see that fight.
I don't
I
like him
just
as a knob.
I watched the
Knob.
Broccoli fight and I went to my bed because I'd
I don't
already been up
like him, Mungia.
too
So
long
fuck
now.
him. Rat Porte moved up to heavyweight. Beat a guy 9-9. What do you think's that, Andy? I think it's
Uh,
easy pickums job for him, that.
I think so. There's a guy retired on the stool or something like that. Am I
Yeah,
right in saying that?
well, it was another Peter Fury job when he fought Dave Jules from Doncaster in his only fight. Quit after one round on his stool. It was a Peter Fury job, wasn't it?
Oh,
Nobody's asking Peter about that. His first fight, boxing now. When you get Peter on Chris and Aki, ask him about his first fight with Dave Jules. Pop up bang. Adrian King, Curtis Woodhouse's charge, heavyweight. He's supposed to be putting sparring partners on Button Moon. Do you think if Adrian King continues to start putting people on Button Moon like he's done, you think Kurt will be pushed back wayside and it'll be go to Adam Booth and all that
could be.
nonsense and all the rest of
Adam
them
Booth.
in-house trainers.
Adam Booth's re-emerged, isn't he? He's
Adam Boone's
re-emerged.
back on the scene. He's packing heat. He's swinging. He's walking about with no tea towel around his waist, swinging. Adam Boone's a big dog. Adam Boone's a big dog now. He's back on the scene. Adam Boone, Dark Lord. The Dark Lord is back on his perch where he belongs as the go-to trainer. Do you remember though, years ago on Twitter, when anybody had a bad fight, people that were tweeting and saying go to Adam Booth. You look at it and be like,
The man.
who's this Adam Booth? This like Darth Vader, Dark Lord dude. Hills and Bricktop. Andy, did they sell out? Oh, we've got 7 minutes. Did they sell out, really? Do you think? And
Oh,
now it
I,
looks like they're going to have to work together because if not, Dana and Turkey are going to pick them all off. Do you
yeah,
think
they're
now they've
gonna.
sold out and now they've been made to look like stupid? Because it looks to me like they look absolute knobs, don't
You
they?
think they're still? I think when Turkey pulls the pin, they're still going to work together. I think they might
Absolute
actually.
knobs. You what, mate?
I think they might still work together if Turkey pulls the pin. Well, I think Eddie Hills might he might become Bricktop's full time T boy.
Yeah. Yeah.
He could be. And what's Eddie? What else is Eddie Hills doing? Even we kind of thought he might leave the scene.
Well, Eddie's banging Sky Nicholson. He has been 4 years, right? So that's the nailed on. Second thing, oh, Eddie better get ready for divorce. Third thing, he's a bit part player at DAZN, right? Turkey owns 10%, so Eddie's going to be on back foot. They're always going to have to work with other promoters, whereas before they thought they had an exclusive, didn't they? Now they're not. They just shared a show with Oscar De La Hoya on it at weekend.
Yeah,
Edit Matchroom don't like to share. They like all that profit for themselves. So in Turkey, like I said, he'll be buying more DAZN zone shares down the line. So that's where Eddie's at. As regards his UK stable, he's got Anthony Joshua, who's been beat 4 times. Last world title win with Pulev, an old man, in 2020. That's your facts. Then we've got Tyson Fury. When were his last world title win?
it would be Ngannou, is it?
Well, was that even a world title?
I don't know. Was the title on the line now? Who would it be before that?
You want to put?
Uh,
Hang on, well, let's have a
Chisora.
look. Let's have a little look. Let's have a look. Let's have a little look. Because like Tyson Fury's record, we were in all this about oh he's King Kong, he's this, is that, he's got balls big enough to arrive in a dump truck. But his CV is what? Steve Cunningham, an old man pushing 40, cruiserweight, stepping up to heavy, life and death, he dropped Fury. That's his first world champion that he beat, a former champion, but in a cruiserweight division. Wilder twice, a one-trick pony, yeah.
Uh-huh.
And third one were life and death. And Vladimir, an old man pushing 40, and he danced around the ring all night, picked his pocket. Is that it?
That's it.
That an
That's it.
all-time great? Your Chisoras and Dylan Whites, Otto Wallen, Serapha Sarifis, that don't mean shit to me. And what's the other one? And Garno on his debut as a boxer, it don't mean shit to me. So that's Tyson Fury's CV. In facts, a load of shit. A load of shit that everybody's been hooked into. 34, 2 and 1. Fury is ranked number 6 in the world on BoxRec, so that tells you that he's on slide. What was the question, Andy?
Um, it was about his resume. What was his last world title fight? I think it was
Oh, his
Chisora,
last
wasn't it?
world title win with Derek Chisora in
Yeah,
2022.
3 years
Derek
ago.
Chisora, there you go, right? And Garno fight one for a belt. One before that, Dylan White, there you go. No, these are not world champions. One before that, Otto Walling, there you go. One before that, Tom Swartz, there you go. One before that were a draw with Wilder. So there you go. In between all that, like he had 2 wins over Wilder, but they're the blotches on his record. Swartz, Walling, Dylan White, and Chisora and Ngannou were all wins, but Ngannou won, could have gone either way. Chisora and White, garbage. Walling and Swartz were undefeated, but garbage. Do you see what I mean? Where I'm coming from? Just because it
And
says
then he's
sport next to the record, Andy, it don't mean that they're good. Swartz and Walling, garbage, and Walling should have had nod against him, just like John McDermott. So don't
yeah,
talk to me about all-time great stuff. Look, they're on back foot now. Only thing Tyson Fury's got now inside him is this, in his head. I'm going to have 3 fights with Joshua. They're going to be shit, but we're going to sell it. They're going to give us 3 fights, Fury and Joshua. Mark these words. Right, remember these words today. 11:15 at night. Or is it 10?
10.
Or 10. 10:15 at night. Mark these words down. Fury and Joshua, they're going to take 3 lots of money off you. That's going to be 30 quid, 30 quid, and 30 quid. 1 million times each. So that's 3 million, right? Times 90 quid. So 390s are 270 million, aren't they? That's in just UK revenue. They're going to sell three Wembley stadiums and they're going to push it to maybe nearly 100. So they're going to be 300,000 tickets. That'll be 25 million gate receipts. 270 in pay-per-view. That's 295 for 3 fights. And then you've got all the commercial and all the other stuff. So you're probably looking at 320 million alone from the UK for 3 fights. That's before you
With two,
start with America and Europe. Do you see what I'm
with two
coming?
short fighters. With two short fighters.
2 shot fighters, that's what they're going to sell you, right? I'm telling you now, you're going to pay 3 times for it, and one of them's going to be this year because it's coming up. It's coming up. It's very close. They're keeping very quiet on it, but I've had a couple of whispers today that it's very, very, very close. So mark my words, Coogan and them are not going to tell you this. I'm going to tell you straight. They're going to fight 3 times. So think of the scripts that's going to be needed. So you've got two shot fighters are going to fight 3 times, and they've got 7 blemishes on the records, and there should be more. There you go. That's from me, the pork. They're going to split between them about 400 million. You watch. Maybe 500 if they can sell that third one. But trust me, that's what's going to happen. They're going to walk away with, after tax, about 150 million each, Andy. After tax.
Yeah.
After everybody's had their slice of cake, they'll clear 150 them two each for
I've
3
seen
fights. I'm telling you, mate, I've been told. And it's that big. But you know what? They're shot to shit. So they're gonna have to
yeah.
fucking do a good selling job, aren't they? But stupid people in England will pay for it, won't they? Thinking that about
No.
bollocks. They'll talk Usyk and wanting the top fights, but they're just gonna fight each other 3 times now because they've all been knocked about. You see what I mean?
Oh,
That's why they can't. That's why they can't name a fight. Watch this space. 3 times. You heard it fucking here.
I've
Not
written it down.
not listening to shit on IFL. Right, I'm off, Andrew.
Good man. You take care.
Listen, you have a good night, and thanks for coming on channel. All right, and give the chaps
So
on the commission my best.
big up, Porky's Corner and Canada's boxing channel.
Canada's boxing channel, Andy's Cavern, Porky's Corner, YouTube. It's where it's at. Pop, pop, pop.
Like and subscribe.
I'll leave a comment. Cheers, mate.
Good man. All the best, mate. Cheers.